God is just watching over us through this, and he's not going to put us through situations that we can't get out of, right? Or we get to these situations, we need to be praying for strength to get through the situations, because once you get out of that situation, right, you're going to grow your relationship with God. Because you know why? Because you're keeping your eyes on Jesus, right? And let's go back to Hebrews 12 verse 2. We're keeping our eyes on Jesus, right? We're not turning around. We're not, while the enemy's trying to poke the bear, we're not turning around when he pokes the bear, right? We're keeping our eyes straight. Okay, just like God, we try to need to keep our eyes straight for God's path, right? So God sees us, so we see God eye to eye, right? But the path that God has for us, he's looking at us in the eye, but he goes through. He's going through the wall, right? That's why we keep our eyes on Jesus, man. He has the plan and the power for us, right? So we have to keep relying on him, not on our own understandings, right? So, just wake up call. It's not about flesh, y'all. It's a lot of it's spiritual, right? And then, like when I say at the end, what it says here, the end of the verse, where it says, because the one who suffers in flesh is finished with sin, and is in the flesh is finished with sin. All right. So what I said here is this phrase, done with sin, refers to transforming the change in believer's life by accepting and embracing the suffering, doing what is right. We demonstrate a life departed from a life characterized by sinful desires, right? And we go to Romans 6 verse 7 real quick for that, which says here, for we know our old self was crucified with him so that the body ruled by sin might be rendered powerless, so that we may no longer be enslaved to sin, since a person who has died is freed from sin, y'all. We're not enslaved to sin no more, y'all. Jesus already paid the wave, man. He's already paid the wave for us, man. We just need to continue to follow God throughout this stuff. And the way you keep your eyes focused on God and you keep seeking for God, you don't seek for these fleshly desires. The fleshly desires do not have time, right? Which in reality comes back to what he is saying, like we are accepting that we are done with sin, right? Because we're keeping our eyes on Jesus and we don't want to mess up our relationship with God. So we keep our image of trying to be like God because we're continuing to grow with God every single day, right? And so while you continue to focus on God so much, you don't have time to sin, right? Well, you're going to sin, right? You're going to sin, right? But you're going to sin less when you keep your eyes on Jesus, right? We're going to mess up. And then when we mess up, we bounce back and we turn and repent and we do it the right way, right? We don't just, I'm going to keep going back to that sin and sin. You're not repenting the right way, right? When are you going to make changes to turn and repent from those